Hey guys, welcome to Python video series. In this video tutorial, we'll talk about custom functions in Python, how we can define a function in Python and function related all those concepts we are going to explore. Yeah. So first of all, let's try to understand what is a function in Python. A function is a block of code which only runs when it is called, right? So when you define a function, you have to call it explicitly. You can pass data known as parameters into a function. A function can return data as a result as well, right? So you can write a function. There you can pass some arguments or parameters, and also function can return some result as well, right? Now thing is that how to create a function in Python. Function is called function is basically defined using a def keyword. So let's try to understand how we can define a very simple function. So as I said, function can be created using def keyword. So I would say my function, right? My underscore function. Just I'm going to define a very simple function. So you have to write a def keyword, and after that you have to write the function name, and you have to give this round bracket, and afterwards you have to give the colon, and within that you can write a multiple statement, right? So here just I'm going to write a simple message, hello world. That's it. And this is pretty simple function what I have written, right? Now thing is that how to call this function. To call a function, you have to use function name followed by parentheses. So to call this function, I will write my function, and that's it. If I run by pressing shift F10, then here you can see I get the output, right? So now at least you know how to define a function and how to call it. I know this is very simple function, but we will increase the complexity, right? So once we start basic concept then, right? Now this is very simple function. There I did not pass any parameter, right? So you can also pass the information to a function as an argument. Arguments are specified after the function name inside the parenthesis, right? So here you can pass your parameter, right? You can add as many as arguments or parameters you want. Just separate them with the comma. So let's try to define a function again. I'll keep the same function name, right? Or you can change it as well. So let's say I say welcome, and here I can pass one or many arguments. So first parameter I'm going to pass name, right? And second parameter I'm going to pass age. Okay, so here you can pass 0 or many parameters. So but here I'm passing 2 parameters. So here now name and age I'm going to collect inside the function to use it, right? So here of course you can use name and age for other business purposes, but here simply I'm going to print the name and age. Simply I'm going to give, so I'm going to give a simple message, hello, and I would like to print the name. Okay, and I would like to print the message, you are then age, and then comma, years old. Yeah, now I have defined this method which basically taking 2 parameters or arguments, name and age, and name and age just I'm concatenating with the string and just printing within the function itself. Now thing is that how to call this function. Well, so to call this function again you have to give the name of the function, and in round bracket you have to pass 2 parameters. So first name I'm going to pass Sean, and age I'm going to pass, let's say, 22. And if I run this program, then here you can say it is saying hello Sean, you are 20 years old, right? So name is Sean and age is 22, which I'm using over here. So now I hope you understood how to pass arguments or parameter to a function, right? Now here one thing you have to keep in mind. here number of how many number of parameters, two number of parameters are there, right? So by default function must be called with the correct number of arguments, meaning that if your function expects two arguments, you have to call the function with two arguments, not more or not less, else it will throw an error. So this function is accepting two arguments, but if you pass only one argument while calling the function, then it will throw an error. These things you have to keep in mind. But let's say sometimes I am not aware how many parameters has to pass in this function, then what to do? And that's why we have a concept is called arbitrary arguments, right? So if you do not know how many arguments that will be passed into your functions, then you have to add asterisk or a star before the parameter name in the function definition, right? So this way function will receive a tuple of arguments and can access items accordingly, right? So let's try to understand through an example, right? So here I am going to, let's say, copy same functions, right? And let's say I'll get welcome to, and here I am going to pass let's say I am not aware how many parameters are coming to this function, then I will put asterisk, and let's say I'll say persons, right? Persons. So just you have to give the asterisk before the parameter name, right? That's how arbitrary arguments defines, right? Now you can pass zero or many parameters over here while calling this function. Now thing is that how to receive this parameter within the function. So here just I'm going to, here there are two way to access this parameter. What you can do print, and you have a first chance, and you can give 0. 0 means this will try to access the first elements, 1 means second element, something like that, right? But here what I'm trying to do, I will just print all the parameters. So I will write a for loop for let's say I would say p in and persons, right? So all those parameters are stored in these persons. So just I will iterate the person and I will print it over here, and I will write a p, value of p, right? And of course we need to call this guy, okay? And here I am going to call this function by passing here I have choice to pass 0 or many parameters. Of course 0 I am not going to pass, because if you 0 pass, nothing is going to collect over here. So I am going to pass few names like kk, then pk, sorry, pk, then let's say sk. Okay, here you have choice to pass one and many parameters, you can say, right? And now if I run this program, then let's see all those parameters I am able to collect over here, right? So this is the output of last function. I hope you are clear, right? Now here what we have done over here, we are putting the asterisk and passing any number of parameter while calling this function, right? Now next thing we are going to see something is called keyword argument. You can also send arguments with key value syntax. This way order of arguments doesn't matter, right? So here let's try to understand through an example. So here what we can do, we can define a function. Let's say I'm going to define this guy. I'm going to define a function. Let's say I would say person details, and here I'm going to define name, age, and city. Let's say third parameter is city. Okay, so here I have defined 3 parameters in this function, right? Now when I need to call this function, right, then so here what I'll do, I'll prepare a message. Let's say I prepare a message, and message I'm going to prepare hello, okay, hello, and here I am putting one placeholder and comma, you are placeholder, and there I would like to insert the age. You are this much years old, and you are from, and city I would like to insert on this placeholder, right? That's it. And this, of course, I need to call a format method which belongs to the string class. And first parameter I want should be substituted by name, and second placeholder should be substituted by age, and third city. So I would pass name, age, and city, right? Now what I'm going to do, now I'm going to call this method. Yeah, so here I need to pass, let's say name, I'm going to pass Sean, and then I have to pass age, let's say 23, and city value also I have to pass, let's say New York, right? And that's it. If I call, then let's see what happens. Now here, okay, I'm not printing this formatted message, sorry guys. So I need to print this message as well. If I run, then here you can say hello Sean, name is replaced by Sean, you are 23 years old, right? Age we are passing 23 years, and you are from New York, right? City is replaced with the New York. So when you pass as a key value pairs in the argument while calling the function, then order doesn't matter, right? So here if I exchange the order, still this is gonna work. So I'm going to comment this line of code, and here if I call it by changing the order of argument, then let's see, still it is gonna work perfectly fine, because we have given the named, it is named parameter, right? I have given the argument name. So if I run, then you'll see still it is working perfectly fine, right? This is correctly substituted with the name, age is correctly substituted with the age, right? And city is substituted with the city. So it is perfectly. So when you use named parameter, then order doesn't matter, right? Order you can basically shuffle, not a problem. Now next thing we are going to learn, let's say now you have, now when we talk about the basically key value pairs, right? Then a concept is called arbitrary keyword arguments, right? If you do not know how many keyword arguments that will be passed into your function, then you have to add 2 asterisks before the parameter name in your function, right? This way the function will receive the dictionary of arguments and can access the items accordingly. So for this demo, just I am going to copy this guy, and here I'll give the person details 2, okay? And here I don't want to give a lot of names over here, so what I'll do, I'll put 2 asterisks instead of 1 asterisk, and I will say persons, right? Because I would like to get the person's detail, right? And here I can get person detail, right? So person detail I can get from here, and here I would like to print this person detail. So I will say for, let's say, item in persons, right? And here just I'm using a for loop, and in print I will use item, or what I would say key. Saying key would be better, key. So here I will print the key, and value, how I can access the value corresponding, this is the key, right? These are the keys, and how we can access the value, I will pass key over here, right? And that's it. This will print the key and corresponding value. Let's see how it works. So here I am going to give some marker so that output will be separated. Now if I run, then here cool, here you can see I think okay, just hold on, I need to call 2, right? It is calling this function, and that's why I got the same output. So if I now run, Then here you can see age, name and city and corresponding value has been printed, right? So if you are not aware about the how many key value pairs are coming, then you can use double asterisk. Now next thing we are going to talk about default parameter value, right? So while defining the function, you can assign some default value to the parameters, right? If we call the function without argument, in that case it will use the default value. Let me show you. Let's say I'm going to define this guy again. I would say person details 3, okay, and here city I'm going to assign, let's say, Delhi, right? And here what I'll do, so let me put this guy, okay, just I'm formatting message and putting over here, and let me put some separator. And now here, if while calling this function, if I do not pass the value of this, right, value of city, then default value will be taken. Let me call this function. So now I'm going to call this guy, this function, and here I'm going to pass, let's say, kk, and I'm going to pass age, let's say 23, and if I run, then let's see how it works. Now here saying hello kk, you are 23 years old and you are from Delhi. Default value has been taken. But if I call this function and there, if I am passing some city, right, let's say New York, right, then this value will be ignored and this value is gonna use in this function. Let me show you. Now here you can see in second call city has been chosen as New York because we are passing New York, right? So default value has been ignored, right? So that's how basically default parameter value works. Now next thing we are going to look, guys, when you define any function, then you can pass any type of parameter, right? And when you pass any type of parameter, right, so here basically what I'm trying to say, you can send any data type of argument to a function, a string, number, list, any kind of collection, right, and it will be treated as same data type inside the function, right? Let's say if you send a list as an argument, it will still be a list when it reaches to the function. So let me show you. Let's say I'm going to define a function, get all fruits. This is function, and here I'm going to take parameter as fruits, okay, and here just I'm printing list of fruits in, okay, and just I'm printing this fruit, right? And here while calling this guy, while calling this method, I'm passing one list, right? I'm passing a list, and list first parameter I'm going apple, and then you can give, of course, any number of any number of items you can put, mango, and let's say third fruit is kiwi. And if I call this function, here you can see all those fruits we are able to retrieve over here. So when you pass as a list, then list is just going to copy in this argument or parameter, and same you can use inside the function. That I was trying to tell you, right? Now we'll talk about, can a function return some value? Of course a function can return a value. So to make this demo, so here you can see what I am trying to do. Basically I'm collecting these 3 parameters, right, and these 3 parameters just I am using within the function, right? What if I would like to return this value to the caller, then of course we can do. So what I am going to do, I am going to copy this function, and let's say I will say person detail 5, and here I don't want to print this value in the function itself. What I'll do, I want to return this value to the caller. So to return a value, right, you have to use the return keyword. Now what, while calling this guy, so already I made a call, okay, I'm going to call this function, right? So now if you call this function, then this function is going to return this string, right? And this string, of course, you need to put inside the print, else that will, and or directly you can call this basically this function directly you can call from the print itself, so that return value will be printed. Or what you can do, you can store, second thing what you can do, you can store the result in some variable, and that variable you can print, right? Both are same. Right, now I'm going to call this guy, and let's say I will give the name as Kolkata, right? And result I'm going to print, right? So I would say result. If I run this function, then here you can see hello KK, and you are from Kolkata, right? So Kolkata we are passing over here. So here you can see function can return some value, right? So here just we are returning a type of a string. If you look into the type, if you check type for this result, then it will tell you it is str, means a string, but function can return any data type, right? So if you check the type of this return, then this is str. That means this function is returning a string, right? But function can return any data type, right? Now last but not the least, we'll talk about the pass statement, right? So function definitions cannot be empty, right? If you define some function, you cannot keep it empty, right? But if some region have a function definition with no content, then put in a pass statement to avoid getting an error. So here let me show you. Let's say I define one function, let's say hello, sorry, I define one function I would like to define. If you do not put any statement, then it will throw some error. To ignore that error, just you need to give the pass statement, that's it. Now you can see our error has gone. If you do not have any statement, if you try to run the application, then you will get indentation error over here, right? We are getting. But if you want to ignore this error, then simply you need to see you need to put the pass, and if I run, then error has gone, right? There is no error. So guys, that's all I wanted to show in this video tutorial. I have covered too many things in one video, and that's what this video is a little longer, right? So guys, big thank you for watching this video, and see you there in the next video tutorial.